All right, welcome kings and queens. Today, y'all, we talking blogger versus blogger, particularly black bloggers, y'all. It is hot and heavy in these YouTube streets. And honey, you would think with the new year on the horizon that folks would maybe take a backseat to drama and just let it be what it is. It is what it is at this point. You would think that would be the approach, but mm-mm. We can't get right. We cannot get right. Funky Dineva called out Claudia Jordan. Claudia Jordan responded. But at the end of the day, my question is why? Does it really matter? Would it matter a year from now? No, it's not going to. So why even take a shot? Because a year from now, both of you will be about your business, hopefully. But I happen to notice that's a trend with black folks. Can't we all just get along? Can I focus on mine and you focus on yours and we get it how we get it, but not at the expense of each other's reputation, not at the expense of each other's coin, not at the expense of each other's platform, not at the expense of putting me down or trying to step on me so that you can come up. Because my grandma used to always say, baby, can't no right come from doing wrong. Okay. And you lose it how you get it. And with that being said, y'all, I mean, we see a little bit of it with small YouTube content creators, just beef amongst black YouTubers. I'm gonna let y'all listen and then we're gonna talk about it and just kind of let me know what your thoughts are. I don't really see this happening between other bloggers. White folks mind their business and they get their money. They focus on their platforms, they create their content, they're in and out, and they look like they have a hell of a good time while doing so. Child, okay? Why we? What is it about our nature? What is it about our ideology, our attitudes? What is it that causes us to say, you know what? I'm gonna tear you down by any means necessary because I know if I speak on you, this will give me attention. Is it the attention we're after? Is it the entertainment? What? And Tasha K over there being messy too. Yeah, real messy. But I'm gonna talk about that. I don't know if I'm gonna weave that in this commentary or if I'm going to talk about that separately. Because Tasha K says something that I really did not agree with. And I think it's a little bit beyond agreeing or not agreeing. Don't be lying on folks, girl. But anywho, y'all, let's talk about it. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the. Hold on. Wait a minute. I think I'm ready to go. Let me start all over. For those of you, wait, y'all, I am ready to go. My thoughts are like, damn, 5 miles down the road. Okay. Hold on. Girl, let me check myself. Hold on. What's going on with me? For those of you who are just tuned in or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Shiva. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Subscribe now.
One thing I believe in doing is putting a name on stuff. I ain't got time to read between the lines. I ain't got time to be figuring out whose nickname is whose nickname. I think when you have a platform and you're going to talk about somebody, put a name on it. So I am glad that he finally put a name on whom he was talking about. And I know a lot of people was under the impression that he was speaking about Claudia Jordan, but he confirmed it. So that's cool. Okay, now that we've gotten that out the way, we can proceed to listening and kind of what is it? Putting a face with the name. I tell my people all the time on my channel, just put a name on it. And if somebody if somebody have a problem with you saying their name, hell, that's your name. So I'm always call names on my platform, right? And so I do agree with putting a name on things. But recently, Funky Dineva, he left foxsoul. He left his position on foxsoul and I think people have a right to do what they need to do when it comes to their progressive evolution in a professional realm. And I'm going to play everything for y'all. And Claudia's rhetoric and her response yesterday was, he didn't even tell me. Now, here's the thing. I think that's why it's somewhat important sometimes to have a corporate background when you're on these platforms, because you have to come in with some type of knowledge of HR procedures, policies and procedures, rules and regulations. Now, Claudia, I do have to say, in all fairness, if you were not his boss, his supervisor, and if he did not directly report to you technically from a corporate standpoint, he does not have to notify you. Which is why we talk about it in the palace when we talk about corporate America behind the wall and the members only platform behind my wall. And it's very affordable. It's only $3.99. I keep it extremely affordable. One thing we say that a lot of people tend to do in business and in corporate America is you confuse your business relationship with personal relationships. You really don't have any friends. There's an exception to the rule, but most times you don't really have friends in corporate America. I don't care how much you get along, how good it feels, how many happy hours, how many shots you've taken, how many dinners you've had. Typically, when people leave corporations, they're done. They don't look back. They may look back a month or two, but after that, so, in all reality, if he was not your direct report, and if he did not directly report to you, he really doesn't have to let you know as long as he spoke to the powers that be. Now, I am not trying to get directly involved with this. I just like to bring a little bit of sense to this, a little bit of fact, a little bit of logic, okay? But if she was under the impression that they were friends, that's where she probably got jammed up. That's where you probably got jammed up in a closed setting with a small team. The trio, you probably, it felt friendly at time. It felt closely connected at the times. And then you may have abandoned. The reality is we're just people that are doing business. We're all here to get a check. And at the end of the day, if you leave for something better, congratulate them. I understand. God bless you. And I hope you get everything that you deserve, and the door is always open. Okay. Anything else is just extra. It tends to lend itself to mess. And you got to be mindful of that. You got to be mindful of that. We don't want to burn bridges. That's not just with Funky, that's with everybody. Less is always more. But with that being said, what are y'all's thoughts on his exit from Foxsoul? Okay. Because recently he walked away from his role on Foxsoul initially due to undisclosed reasons until recently, until now. And the crowd went wild. And many speculated reasons as to why, but everybody was wrong, okay? He said, now listen, he said he tried to keep it cute. But whatever it is, Funky, it didn't let you hold your peace. It didn't let you hold your peace because you still spoke on it, okay? Now, I do believe he did it in a manner um, that he felt justified in doing. Now, he did say, or he hinted at whatever it is they think they have on Foxsoul, it's about to come crumbling down, honey, like the walls of Jericho. Whew. He also says, so now all of these big timers, these big time folks by the likes of Claudia Jordan, Carlos King. He didn't say Carlos King, but I'm just putting everybody in a bucket. He said, now all of you big timers are running to YouTube and you're scrambling to make a name for yourselves on YouTube. Y'all, I clutch my pearls. Because I do want to know, like, what's going on in the realm of television and what's going on in the realm of media, these big platforms. Why are y'all scrambling? Like Puffy says, scraping and scrambling and coming to YouTube. Are your jobs on the line? Because it kind of is a step back. Now listen, that ain't no shade to me, you, or anybody else as a blogger. But once you take off, right? I don't expect you to come back here. I'm not saying that you can or you couldn't or you wouldn't or shouldn't. I'm just saying. Inquiring minds want to know. So he said y'all are scraping and scrambling to come back to YouTube because you know whatever it is that you have over there is about to come crumbling down, okay? Now, I mean, Dr. Simone, she did refer to Carlos King as just a blogger. Carlos, he clapped back. And Carlos said, it don't bother me that you call me a blogger, but Carlos, you did sound bothered. Let's take a look.
Dr. Simone, you can say whatever you want to get some attention, baby, because you're not getting any attention on that show. Okay? So you can call me what you want. Your show, you're not getting no attention on the show. You're an OG. Okay? No one talks about Dr. Simone and Married to Medicine. No one. No one. No one cares about anything Dr. Simone has to say. Nobody cares what you have to scream on your own show, child. So you calling me a blogger is not offensive to me, baby. I'm not offended by that. I'm a journalist.
Oh, really?
You can call me a blogger. You can call me whatever you want to, Dr. Simone, but you won't call me boring. That's what you won't call me, baby. And that's the reason why Married to Medicine was a chop this episode, because maybe Dr. Simone, if you get off of Dr. Jackie's ass, you can really see how your show sucks without Quad. But that's okay. You can call me what you want, Simone, but you won't call me boring. Because no one cares what Dr. Simone has to say.
Carlos, you sound real bothered because you went there. Now, it's not what you say, it's what you do and how you respond. And that was a reaction, Carlos. If I got to keep it real, you were bothered. So you felt insulted. Let's keep it real. So you insulted her back and you said she don't get a lot of attention. She should be focusing on what she gonna do, in so many words, because she's boring. Carlos, that's bother. That's very much giving bother. I'm just saying. Now, if you're gonna be fair, Carlos, and I'm gonna get to Funky Dineva and Claudia in a minute. I'm just talking about it, y'all. If you're gonna be fair, Carlos, you have to pause and think, you know what? People are wondering what the likes of a Carlos King is doing playing in a YouTube playground. When you think about Andy Cohen, he would never. So I always go back and I think about, is the pay fair? Is there equitable pay for Black people when it comes to these type of opportunities? Even if it's the most money you've ever made, is it fair? Or does it appear to be fair because they know that they can throw out crumbs and victuals and put something in front of you and you like, damn, that's a lot of money to you. But that could be the minimum amount on the spectrum. When we talk about entertainment and media, they could be putting entry-level pay in front of Black folks that make you feel like you eating or you could eat for days, years, and months, when really that's something that other races or your peer groups would laugh at. Because I wonder why Carlos King, an executive producer like yourself, an experienced producer like yourself that have gone from the likes of a Bravo to OWN, why are you on? I've often wondered. Now, that don't mean he owes me an explanation. I did wonder if maybe the pay, the opportunities were not as robust as we tend to think they are. Okay? I ain't gonna lie. So you can see why Dr. Simone would hit you with her best shot when she say, you just a blogger. Because once you come down and play in this realm, that's what they're going to do anyway. Hell, Martell called me just a blogger, not even knowing what I do in my real life. But it don't matter, okay? I didn't even want to clap back. I didn't give a damn. Let me get this interview, okay? So listen, Claudia, my question to you is, what happened? Because he said, and when I say he, Funky said he's keeping the clip loaded just in case you decide to jump fly and you feeling froggy. And when he do, he said he's ready to press go and he's going to unload on you. Am I unbirthed the voice, y'all? This is too much. What really happened? At this point, either we need to let it go or you need to let us know. Let it go or let us know, okay? Because it can put a damper. It could impact who's seated next to her if they are attempting to fill that seat. Because with that rhetoric, and when you put it out there and you really don't say, and maybe that's the goal, is to tarnish her name, to make her appear to be difficult to work with. That people would probably hesitate and say, because it sounds like she did something sneaky, something conniving, something unforgivable to Funky Dineva. So I'm nosy shit. I want to know what happened. Because both of y'all are kind of doing a funky two-step around it. Just say it. What happened? Put it out there. Seriously, I have not seen this much discord and strife amongst Black people until I came on YouTube a year ago. And I was completely baffled. Y'all, I got my ass handed to me on YouTube when I was on other platforms. And that's when I learned, oh, wait a minute. You're going to have to learn how to toughen up. They don't give a damn about this polished approach. They don't give a damn how well you articulate. When you come on YouTube, you got to be ready to go at any given moment. And ever since then, I repositioned myself so that I am able to meet you where you are, should you decide to jump and get froggy with me. And not because I want to, and not because that's my style, but I believe in meeting folks where they are and not where I am, okay? So every now and then, you got to slide your credentials across the table to let them know shit just got real. And with that being said, I'm going to let y'all hear a little bit of the narrative from both Funky Dineva and Claudia Jordan, and let's take it to the chat. What are your thoughts?
He is fighting with me. I'm not fighting with him. And now I'm going to leave it at that.
Because we love him.
I wanted him on the show. Loved him on the show. Yeah. He's a talent. Didn't tell me that he was leaving. Didn't have any conversation with me about his issues with the contract. I was the last one to find out. So when I found out, we had to scramble and just grab people to get on the show. That is that. We said a very classy goodbye to him on the show. He posted it. He has since deleted it. And then he keeps calling me and all kind of names on his live. So I blocked him because I have to protect my peace. And that's that. I'm not arguing with people in this 2024.
We got it out there now. My issue is with Claudia Jordan. Flame, you were just a pawn in Claudia's game. It's out there now. Now, I'm going to reserve why I have an issue with Claudia Jordan, just in case somebody want to get froggy. I'm going to leave that one in the chamber. Because that one is a semi-automatic weapon that's going to spray up everybody and everything if I unload that clip. But for the record, my issue is not with Flame. My issue is with Claudia Jordan.